Greetings. I am Legacy Moon, and this is True Crime and Mysteries, Sweetheart Swindlers Edition. Welcome back, current subscribers. Welcome if you've been here before and are here for a little bit more. And welcome to those of you who are new to the platform for the very first time. Now let's get into this. Back in the year 2017, a man by the name of Leonard Adams was arrested by the Hobart Police Department in Northwest Indiana, and he is being dubbed a sweetheart swindler. He has been accused of exploiting several women sexually, emotionally, and financially. Now, according to the police department, Leonard Adams, which back in 2017, he was 32. So what is he? 37, 38 right now. But anyway, he's been charged with rape, kidnapping, fraud, intimidation, and theft. And these charges are based on accounts given to police by 4 different women. Mr. Adams has a home address listed in Park Forest, Illinois, and Maryville, Indiana. However, he has been known to operate out of Las Vegas, Michigan, Indiana, Wisconsin, and Illinois. Now, the crimes that he was being charged for took place between November 2016 clear up to 2017. According to the police department, Mr. Adams told women that he was a neurosurgeon who needed to buy children gifts for charity. He obtained at least $67,000 worth of cash, electronics, jewelry, and other items from multiple women who were either felt scammed by him or intimidated by him. Now, of course, investigators believe that there are more than the 4 women who gave their accounts, and they want them to, of course, come forward. So, of course, after they put that out there, 6 more women stepped forward. Although he's been charged with the 4 women, definitely, 6 more came forward, but police still felt that there were more victims out there. In 2017, Mr. Adams agreed to plea, or he took a plea and pled guilty to scamming the 4 women. There are multiple sites on Leonard Adams. And when I say multiple sites, I mean Reddit, Facebook, some other publication called Scam Alert, and there's something on Twitter. I mean, this guy is all over the place. And to give you an example, here is, I'm going to read one of the complaints that someone put on one of these forums. It says, "What's going on, guys? I was the recent victim of a scam committed by Leonard Adams for $7,000 in cash. I am a young kid in the poker world and believed all the lies he told me. Met him playing poker and he pulled me aside to talk to me about something in private. He said he liked the way I played and that he had a private game at an arena the next night. The stakes were said to be $1,000, $2,000, and $4,000. So I handed him $4,000 and Leonard and 2 other whales. He would stake me and we would split the profits. Yes, I know I'm stupid and I should have known this was too good to be true. That afternoon, we went to play in the pits, and I had seen him with absolute piles of cash. He ran at the table, but I knew he had more money in his room. He asked me for $7K, and I obliged. It happened so quick, but soon enough, it was gone. He ran off. My number and Instagram were immediately blocked. Don't fall for this guy. He's a known scammer in the high-stakes world and actually a dangerous guy with a criminal record. I did read that one of his occupations, besides neurosurgeon, that he's listed is professional poker player. So I guess that's part of his con. I don't know if he is a real professional poker player that happens to be a con man or a con man who pretends to be a professional poker player. Then someone else wrote, from what I remember, he was banned from Hustler Casino Live when stories about his shady past came out. Sorry this happened to you. I know it can be exciting when you're a young poker player and it seems a rich guy is taking interest in your skill and wants to back you. Given Leonard's history, it's unlikely you will ever get any of your money back, but it's good that you were warning people. Now, at some point along the way, some of his victims had employed, and I didn't know that an average citizen could do this, but they employed a debt collector to come after Mr. Adams for the money. And, from what I can see on his cons, he used his name. He didn't use aliases or things like that. And he was well known by a lot of people in the gambling world. But anyway, like I said, some people hired a debt collector to go after him. And another person on one of these forums said, Tank Zoo, you have only collected debts on law-abiding citizens. Lucky is not a normal civilian. Laugh out loud. You think your tactics and debt collecting skills will work on somebody like him? Lucky doesn't play by the same rules as normal law-abiding citizens. You might want to sit this one out. Now, I found someone on Reddit who said that as bad as grape allegations are, my fear is he's been involved in significantly worse things based on his MO. Just embarrassing that his name is in the poker world pretty much and also in the criminal world at the same time.
Look at just who this suspected con man is.
This is the face of a con man, according to Hobart police. 32-year-old Leonard Adams, charged with swindling tens of thousands of dollars from unsuspecting women, earning the name Sweetheart Swindler. According to friends, Adams often stayed at this house in Gary.
He's a professional gambler?
He's a professional poker player, as he told the judge. That's no secret.
Okay.
That's not illegal.
Through a screen door, a woman who didn't want to give her name but indicated she was Adams' mother reacted to charges.
When I heard this stuff, I got sick for 3 weeks. I have no idea what's going on at all. My family never did nothing like this.
The charges against Adams include rape, confinement, and intimidation in connection with a woman in Merrillville. 2 counts each of kidnapping and intimidation involving 2 women in Hobart, and 3 counts of theft in connection with a woman in Highland.
How do you believe something this is shocking. You know?
Yeah.
They don't feel good.
Yeah.
But I love my son.
Because Adams listed several addresses in northwest Indiana and suburban Illinois and was known to gamble in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Las Vegas, police suspect there are many more victims. Tomorrow, we expect more details on the charges against Adams. Rob?
All right, keep us updated. Thanks, Dorothy.
Now we are going to travel to the state of Georgia, where we will be talking about John Martin Hill. He is also known as Gregory Dutton, Gregory Davis, George Hill, Maverick McCrae, and Gregory Hill. He is known to operate out of Virginia, Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey, Georgia. There are allegations of him that go clear back to 2005. He wasn't arrested until 2019. When he was arrested in Tennessee. He was actually in a hotel in Tennessee. And there's also a Facebook group on him that is titled Stop Gregory Hill. So this man has definitely been around, and he has definitely done some things. Let's look at what he's done. He met a lot of these women on different websites. Mr. Hill has a very lengthy criminal resume, one which consists of being arrested in New Jersey back in 2011 on several outstanding warrants, which eventually led to him being charged with 3 counts of theft by deception. What he would do is he would advertise, and he claimed to be an executive on Craigslist, where he advertised a job and took money from several women. It doesn't go in to explain how he did that, but that is one of his cons. They do believe he is guilty of far more than what they've got him on now in multiple states, but it's a matter of people coming forward and telling their story so that he can face justice for any other cons that he may have pulled throughout all these years. I'm sure going back to 2005, and they didn't even arrest him until 2019, there has got to be a whole slew of victims. I mean, this was this man's job, being a swindler. To me, seems like it'd just be easier to just go get a regular job and work and collect a paycheck than it is to have to remember to be all these different people and all these different things. Another one of his cons is he met a widow she was a mother of 3, and they met on Match.com, where he posed as a millionaire and professed his love for this lady. They fell in love over a few days. After they got married, the widow gave him $80,000 to put towards a down payment on their new home, but he took the money and vanished. I know that you can fall in love overnight or in an instant, so I'm told, but the widow, the mother of 3 that he married and took the $80,000 from, they had only known each other for 5 days before they got married, and she handed over this money. So, I mean, that I don't know how much time they spent together, but it only took this man 5 days to convince this woman that he was in love with her. They got married, and he runs off with her $80,000. That is some acting. After he got this money from this widow, he takes that money, buys himself a BMW, and leaves town. She, of course, never heard from him again. One of the things that he did to sell his millionaire executive persona online and on dating sites was pose in front of luxury cars. Apparently, this is what filled up his Instagram and whatever other fake pages that he invented to go with his specific persona. I wonder, did he do a new page for every con, or did he just rename the page? I'm curious as to how that works. But that's what he did. And they say he presented well, and he was very believable. In 2019, he was sentenced to 7 years in prison after he pled guilty to 1 count of theft by taking and 1 count of perjury. He will also, once he gets out of jail, he will have to be on parole for 13 years. So I can't believe that he only got the 7 years. I don't know I don't know if it has to do with, what kind of proof the individuals had or what, but that's all he got. But he at least will be supervised for 13 years when he comes out of prison. And that way, society, probation and parole, whoever, can keep an eye on him. Now, I am sure, and neither is the law, if there are other states who are going to want to extradite him to their state to charge him for the crimes committed in their states. So this might not be the end for him, and then again, it might be. Who knows? But if anything ever comes out about him again, I'll be sure to let you know.
Well, we are learning new details about the smooth-talking man who's now behind bars after police say he swindled a woman out of $80,000. Police in Franklin, Tennessee say John Martin Hill here tried to hide under a table in a hotel conference room when they confronted him late Tuesday night.
He smiled in his mugshot after he was arrested on a fugitive's warrant. Fox 5's Portia Bruner has more on what we've learned about the man who's charmed landed him in a jail cell.
John Martin Hill flashed that now infamous smile after police arrested him in Franklin, Tennessee Tuesday night. He was taken into custody just hours after Gwinnett County Police released these photos of him.
And the tip came into one of our supervisors in the Special Victims Unit.
According to Police Corporal Michelle Pajera, that tip came from a woman in Franklin who saw the story Tuesday about the Alpharetta woman who says Hill swindled her out of $80,000 just 1 week after they met and reportedly fell in love.
It took a lot of courage for this victim to come forward and report this crime initially. We knew that this suspect had, conned her. He had manipulated her. He told her that he was in love with her.
Investigators said Hill had changed his name several times by the time he met the Alpharetta woman on a dating website earlier this year. Police took out a warrant for fraud after the woman told investigators he cut off contact with her after she gave him the $80,000. And one of the names they say he used, Greg Hill. And police confirm that's a picture of him on the Facebook page, Stop Greg Hill. The page is loaded with posts and stories from state to state about allegations of Hill duping women from Georgia to Florida and Maryland.
He was being looked at in at least 8 different agencies for similar crimes. We urge people that if they're in a very short-term relationship, if they start asking for financial information, personal information, or asking for any cash, that should be some red flags.
Portia Bruner, Fox 5 News.
And authorities in Maryland have an outstanding warrant for Hill as well. So Gwinnett County Police say it's not clear when he'll be extradited to Georgia. Tennessee authorities have scheduled an extradition hearing for May the 30th.
Once again, I am Legacy Moon. If you are not a subscriber, let your fingers do the walking to the top of the page and hit that button. Also, tap the notification bell so that you know the next time I post a new video. And in my James Brown voice, please, 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 please hit that thumbs up button because I want to be counted in the rhythm of ALG.